Good evening everybody, welcome back to the channel, where today you join me in my garden with blistering sunshine, because it's quite an exciting day. Since I bought this Versys, it come with the GT pack that included all the luggage, handguards, a few other added extras, but the main thing was the integrated sat-nav, built-in charging dock on it, connected up to the bike, which works on the ignition. Very handy, very good, has done what I've needed it to do. This one, it's the TomTom Rider 550. It's done the job, it's done what it's needed to have done. We've got the charging dock connected up to the bike, which works off the ignition. I mean, it's a bit stiff because it's knackered. There's a charging port, sat nav. Great, but I've had the opportunity to try something else. I've been looking at getting a new system, Apple CarPlay, sat nav with the miles per hour speed, which you can change to kilometers if you wanted to, that sort of thing, just to make it a bit more modern. So I've been given the opportunity to try one out. This one. This is the Aoocci C6 Pro. Aoocci have kindly sent me one out, and I've joined their partner program, so I'm pretty stoked. The Pro does come with a rear camera, front camera, a controller which you can attach to the mirror, I'm guessing. Comes with all the attachment, all the wiring, extra wiring if you want to rig up all the way through the bike from the rear to the front. The power line for the unit, really good. Comes with a waterproof power box. It's all 12 to 30 volts. You've got your negative and your positive. It's got a little fuse box in case the fuse goes pop. It's not quite got the right connections on it, but I will get to that in a second. So I basically need to remove this side panel, which is two top bolts, which is two of these Allen key bolts. This one here, and there's a little push bolt under there, and then this basically slides off. And then I need to basically source where the power for the TomTom comes down to, find the connection, and make it work with the Aoocci. Right, so that's all the bolts out. So it basically just pops into a couple of easy, and you've got the indicator which just slots out. Happy days. So the cable for the TomTom comes down here on that one, comes all the way down through here, and I've figured out it is, focus, this one, which is these ones. So this one being the positive because it's the red. So in theory, you should be able to just put a new male connector on the cable, plug it into that, fix up the negative, and have power. Oh, I've got a helper. Hello, Ruby. You come to help. So that's the positive. Now if I try, yeah, nothing. Negative, I'm just going to fit under this bolt so it's got contact. Power in. Power is in. Negative is on the frame just so it's got a contact. She is plugged in. Ignition. Boom. Power. Happy days. So that works off the ignition. So I know that works. Done. Sweet. So now I'm just going to get it on the bike. Right, status update. Screen's off. Got the ultimate add-ons. Ball joint. This is only temporary. This is a bit bigger than, I've got a RAM one coming, which is about half the size, and it'll bring the unit back. Because with the screen on, it sticks out quite a bit. But if I have one that's half the size of that, just to bring it in a bit, it will sit lovely. So now I need to basically get the front of this off, route the wires down. All the wires will be behind the front fairing. And then it's just a case of fiddling with the power cable, making it all sit behind here, and she's good to go. I wanted the camera to sit in here, but it doesn't fit which is annoying, so I've had to compromise. And I've got the front camera on the bottom of my spotlight. It's all rigged up and it all works. So I just need to rig the wiring up through. So that's the next stage. The wiring is in. Sorry, excuse the screen. Blood. Wires are in. Got them running in through here. Camera is on. Wired up through. That's not the camera wire, but that doesn't look good. Camera wire going up. I've only got the front camera on, and the control I'm not going to bother with because it's all touchscreen and it's CarPlay. So let's just test. Ignition. Hey. Nice. That has meant that the TomTom now doesn't obviously start up on that, but yeah, it's going anyway. Perfect. There we go. So we've got Apple CarPlay on the Versys. Ways, because you've got your miles an hour and all on it. Happy days. Right, I'm going to go get my kit on and we're going to go for a little cruise. See you in a second. Let's put the gloves on. Welcome back. Before I put my other glove on, plot a little route. It's only a quick route. Ways. 2.7 miles, because I live in the middle of the countryside. Right, we're on Iceland, Camborne, and Ways. Let's go. Be interesting to see what juice and stuff it runs actually. Sucking a bit more juice out, you can see the voltmeter, but I instantly, without even moving, love having that there. Oh, that's a game changer. Instructor out for a lesson. Very good. Remember the days from having the TomTom down low and having to like constantly adjust my head to look at the sat nav. That eye level, nearly. That's an absolute game changer. It's not in my field of view because I'm up above the screen anyway. I'm actually buzzing over such a simple little thing. The quality of it is brilliant. The screen quality, it's really clear. I've not taken the screen protector off yet, just purely for when that new RAM mount comes and shorten that up. No doubt I'll touch the screen, so just keeping that on for a minute. But even with that on, the quality, I mean, it's over 20 degrees, blue skies and broad daylight, and I can see it crystal clear. That's really impressive. When I was actually unboxing it and just like checking the package, the actual quality of the whole setup is really good. The actual unit feels really sturdy. It's not overly chunky. I can't get over how good the quality is of that screen. I've got the sunlight directly behind me now, or just off to my left, and I can see it as clear as day. That auto brightness adjustment clearly works very well. Oh, so far super promising. They're such good little units, it just modernises your motorbike completely. I know a lot of new bikes, they all have them built in and TFT screens and all that sort of rubbish, but obviously this not having that, for me being able to do it on, do you know what I mean, you guys will get it for a reasonably good price. They are so cheap, it's unbelievable. The price point of these is unbelievable. I'll put them on the screen now, and because I've said yes to being on their partner program, you'll also get 18% off with my code MurrayMoto18. There'll be links in the description to this video with my code and everything you need to get that discount. Oh, I'm so happy. This is going to be a game changer on tours. Absolute game changer. I do like coming into Camborne town, it just makes you feel really good about your life. Such a shithole. Oh, honestly, I am forever grateful to the Aoocci team for sending me this. And it's ironic because I was actually in the market for finding one to buy. I was in contact with Aoocci. They're like, yeah, sure, we'll send you the new C6 Pro, tell us your thoughts, go from there. They are a great company. Everything from the customer service afterwards, really, really good. Great company. Another cool feature, which I'm guessing you could probably do on all the other ones as well, like the Car Puride and all those, is interlink your Cardo phone and the nav. So obviously you connect all three together, so your Cardo is obviously your Cardo, your phone calls and everything like that, but it all comes up on your screen. Obviously super handy. Music and stuff like that, you can see what you're listening to, it's basically a phone for your bike.
from a riding perspective, having the sat nav up that high in the eye level sort of area, I like riding and being able to see where the road goes, you know, especially if I'm away somewhere I don't know. As first impressions go though, guys, I am buzzing. It's super cool. The touchscreen is nice and sensitive. Like I just said, I've still got the protector on, but just using it briefly, it's really good. The sensitivity is good on the screen, so I can only imagine it's going to be better once that plastic film's off. You're not trying to finger the screen trying to get it to work. It seems to work very well. It's a nice size. It's not over the top. Ah, it's the doggos. Hello, Alfie. That's our other dog. Hello, Ruby. I'm back. I'm not going to do a you should buy it now comment, because I haven't tested it fully, but as a first impression, guys, it's a cracking bit of kit. Super happy. Like I've said, I'll leave all of the links in the description with my code if you want to go and take a look and see what discounts you can get. Plan on doing a bigger, better test. I'm going to take it on tour hopefully next weekend, do a bit of camping, so I'm going to do a proper 200-300 mile ride, give it a proper thorough test. So if that's of interest, guys, don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.